Hail to the king, baby.
Scared. Yeah. Things that go bump in the night. Me. Sam B. Shrunken head, broken legs, body parts on the concrete.
Amid continuing concerns from locals about relatives on Banoi, a representative issued this statement. The island of Banoi remains off limits due to unstable harbor conditions. Contractor negotiations continue in order to rebuild the harbor to accept boat traffic for the foreseeable future.
That's some PR bullshit if I ever heard it.
Welcome back once again. Here we are on the Island of Narapela, which is quite close to the previous islands in the series. This time we wash up on the shores of an island that serves as a base of operation for GeoPharm, and the source of the infection that started it all. You play as one Cliff Calo, a rich boy who happens to be an aspiring journalist, sailing to document the unexplained events rumored to have happened on the island of Banoi. But they veer a bit off course and find that not everything is as it seems. You're on this voyage with two friends, Linda and Devin. You all set off to discover what's going on in Narapela, and why it's so abandoned, then later run into a mass grave and our good friends, the undead. So Escaped Island is quite a departure from the Dead Island formula, because it's more of a Metroidvania mystery adventure game with some puzzle solving and combat thrown in for good measure, with a third-person perspective and a cel-shaded art style that doesn't age quite as well as something like Borderlands, sadly. It has a camera mechanic reminiscent of Dead Rising, but only really used to take photos of very specific things. Then Cliff makes comments about those things, and it serves as a form of collectible, of which there are several.
On you poor wretches, Karin will expend his breath, bearing his napless coat. For I am the ferryman of ghosts, and I am now at my oar.
It was actually developed by Fatshark, the guys and gals behind the Vermintide series and the recent Darktide. It's something you'd play more for the story and world of Dead Island if you enjoy that, because gameplay is far from similar. Cliff's adventure is heightened by his slowly deteriorating mental state.
This dream is really going off the rails, get it?
Which adds this psychological element to the game's narrative that I find to be quite compelling and confusing, enough to keep you wondering about what's real and what's not, which by the way is never really answered. Xian Mei from the prior games makes quite an entrance by crashing an airplane into the island's airfield. Xian had sent an agent to retrieve data prior to the events of the game, and they went missing, so she came looking for them. You keep digging deeper and deeper into the island, unlocking new weapons and tools to traverse the world and go back to some previous locations to unlock optional stuff. Escaped Island is honestly a breath of fresh air, in my opinion, and though it's easily the most flawed game in the series and definitely isn't perfect, it has its own charm. It provides a lot of cool story and lore for the world.
I know, I swore off corporations, but when the CEO of GeoPharm hands you a blank check, gives you his lab and says, regenerative medicine go, no one says no. Not to Emery Crown.
I think for the story alone, it deserves to be experienced if you're a fan of the series. If you're not, then it's really not as necessary. Or if you're more of a casual fan and you don't really care about the narrative at all, that's fine. Its visual style and its trippy psychological twists are quite unique, and Cliff really grows throughout the game from this spoiled rich asshole to a genuine guy trying to survive and protect his friends. The game ends with Cliff on the beach of Narapela releasing a flotation case into the ocean containing the data drive and his own narrated account of what exactly happened on the island. The flotation case drifts out into the ocean, and after the credits roll, the plot loops back to the beginning of the game, with the flotation case passing by the boat Cliff and his friends are using to reach Narapela Island. This time loop and many other strange events throughout the game imply the entire game is one big hallucination. But then again, we don't know what is and isn't real, do we? When you keep playing after that, you eventually get an entirely different sequence that leads to you waking up like it was a nightmare. But you picked up a keycard now that can open up new areas in your second playthrough, which is quite cool and gives you a reason to play through again. Last, I wanted to mention Dead Island Retro Revenge as a bonus. Retro Revenge is a beat-em-up styled runner game, similar to a mixture of something like Streets of Rage and Temple Run, if that makes any sense. It's a side-scroller where you can slow down yourself or speed yourself up, but it's in a beat-em-up style. So you're just trying to survive as long as you can, and at the end of it you save your cat. and it was a bonus for the Dead Island Definitive Collection, and the main character was in the original Dead Island 2 trailer, which was the guy in the minivan who picks up the main zombie showed in the trailer's shoes. So I doubt Retro Revenge has any connection to Dead Island 2 now, beyond a potential in-universe arcade game. But it is a fun little time waster of a game that, you know, is included in the Dead Island Definitive Collection. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope you're ready for Dead Island 2 and the videos I'll be making on it and the Dying Light series. Let me know down in the comments any of your crazy stories of the Dead Island or Dying Light games. With that all out of the way, I'll see you next time in
Helle!
By the time you hear this, I'll be dead, or undead, or insane, or caught in an alternate dimension or something. But I can confirm the suspicions that the deadly outbreak on Banoi was caused by reckless GeoPharm experiments being conducted in secret labs on the Island of Narapela. At least I can get that across. This box contains logs, research notes, pictures, all the proof anyone needs to understand the scope of what humanity is about to face. And some kind of chemical clue that might be able to save them. The virus is real, and it's coming. My name is Cliff Calo, and this is my story.